All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Wrenching Podcast. It's been a while. I've been busy. I've actually been really busy. In between going back to work, taking more time off, I don't know. But I've been busy. And I've been working on some projects. I've been working on some things, repairing cars. And so, yeah, I've been gone for a while. But I hope the audio's okay. I upgraded equipment. I got myself a mic off Amazon. And it's actually a name brand mic, so I hope it works out well. I recorded an episode a while back in the new car, and all you could hear is the road. And so I was like, that sucks, because it was actually a really good episode. And I actually, I feel like the message had a lot of value, but I ended up scrapping that video because all you could hear is the road and the background noise of the road roaring, like the tires just roaring on the ground. I don't know why, but I ended up getting a microphone, so hopefully now it's better. Hopefully you guys can hear me better without any background noise or as much background noise. Today's topic, it's kind of like being a loner. We're going to talk about being alone in your challenges. How to face those situations where you're just like, I wish I had somebody to reach out to for this right now, but I don't. And how do I work around this? Is there a way that I can progress with this problem and solve it by myself? And there is. The thing is that it takes time. When you're learning to ride a bike, more than usually you have somebody helping you. Or at least the training wheels. Let's put it that way. You have the training wheels helping you. But you got to learn to pedal, you got to learn to stop, you got to learn to turn, you got to learn to pay attention to where you're going. And whoever's helping you, a parent, a relative, a friend, can only help you so much. Now, imagine having to buy the bike and then jump on it yourself and learn how to figure it out without any help. That would be a lot harder. And sometimes it feels like that's where we're at. Sometimes it feels like I'm the only one going through this problem. I feel like I'm the only one that knows this. I feel like I'm the only one that's going through this. And usually, if you're doing something extraordinary, if you're trying to learn a skill, if you're trying to learn a trade, if you're trying to advance your life and you don't have anybody to look after or to be under their wing, it's really hard to do that. When I was 19, I was working as an electrician. And the only reason I ended up as an electrician was because I showed good work ethic, and one of the electrician guys on a job saw that I put in good work effort into what I was doing. And he always saw me busy, always saw me doing what I was supposed to. And he said, hey dude, I'd like to have you on my crew. I see that you have good hustle. And I'm like, dude, I know nothing about what you're doing, I'll be honest. And for me to learn, it's gonna take me a while to actually get to know what I'm supposed to do. And he's like, dude, you're fine. I'll teach you everything. You'll be under my wing, and then anything goes wrong, I mean, it's gonna fall on me, but I'm gonna make sure that nothing goes wrong, obviously. So I'm like, okay, well, again, just so you know, I know nothing. And so you're gonna start with a blank sheet of paper. He's like, that's fine, don't worry about that. And I was only working with this guy for 3-4 months. But the thing is that anytime I had a question, I knew where to go, I knew who to go to. And I knew that no matter what issue I ran into, this guy would figure it out because he was a master. Fast forward 6 years. I'm learning to day trade. I got nobody to ask about anything. I'm looking at a chart that I don't even know I don't know what anything means. It is so intimidating. Did I eventually figure it out? Yeah, I can navigate any setup. I can navigate any platform. I can navigate through any chart. But there was a time where I knew nothing. And it was so intimidating, and it was scary, and I didn't want to hit the wrong thing. I didn't want to move the wrong thing. I didn't want to screw something up and not know what I did. I didn't want to accidentally put in all my money into the wrong thing and then accidentally blow my account with my hard-earned money. And now this year it's been content. This year, anytime I have a question about any content, about producing content, about titles, about thumbnails, about hashtags, about descriptions. I have nobody to go to. I'm thankful for ChatGPT because that has been my mentor. Anytime I have a question, anytime I have an issue, anytime that I can't figure something out, I go to ChatGPT and I get it figured out. But when it comes to, I just took a bad trade, I don't know how to get over this emotion, I don't know anybody that's gone through this, how did this work for you? And help me work through this, please, because I need this one-on-one. And AI can't help with that. If I have a people question, if there's, like, for example, I was working with a crew that, it was not my crew, and these guys were giving me a hard time. Like, how do I navigate that? Do I just like how do I navigate that, honestly? And yeah, we have content. We have content we can consume, we have research we can do, but at the end of the day, it does not beat that one-on-one. It does not beat that having somebody there to answer you questions. And it comes with a lot of trial and error. And this sucks because in a lot of things that I do, it feels like I am the mentor when I feel like I have not figured things out yet. At work, one of the guys was a crypto trader, like crypto kind of investor. And then so I was like, oh dude, I'm a day trader. And he's like, what's that? And I'm just like, yeah, I trade futures. And he's like, I have no idea what that is. And then so after he saw that, what I was doing made more money than what he was doing, he was like, dude, teach me that. And I'm just like, dude, I haven't figured this out yet. Like, what do you mean teach you? And so it got to a point where then he started passing that on, that I knew how to do this. And then a handful of guys at work just like reach out to me and ask me questions on this. And I'm just like, dude, I feel like I'm not there. Like, you guys are asking me these questions and I have answers, but I don't have every answer. I can't steer you in the right direction. I can get you ahead a little bit. This is as far as I've gotten. This is as much as I've figured out. I can't help you guys with anything more. I wish I had somebody to at least get me to where I'm at right now, because it wouldn't have taken me 2.5 years. It would have taken me 6 months, but I didn't. And again, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be a plumber, you can be an electrician, you can start your own company, construction, dirt work, framing, siding. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing it alone and you're going into it blindly, it's gonna be hard. Here's another thing that I got into by myself. I always had an interest into cars. My dad worked on cars. But when I started working on cars, the only reason I had got experience and knowledge was from like endless research. Not because my dad was with me in the garage wrenching, or I was with him wrenching, and then he taught me. My dad was always busy. And so when it came to cars, I had to figure that out, a majority of it, on my own. I went into something that I was looking forward to, and I was willing to learn it, and I figured out a way to learn it. But it was on my own. Now that situation's a little bit different because my uncle came and told me, he's like, hey dude, if you need help, you can come talk to me. Like, you can ask me. I'm not gonna come at you like harsh like your dad would. So I'm like, okay. I at least had somebody to go to. If you're starting this is why I did not start drop shipping. I have nobody to go to for drop shipping. I don't even know where to start. I tried to open up a website once for like a clothing brand, like a streetwear brand, and I think I paid for like the domain for like a month. I set up the website and it was so confusing. I think I figured it out eventually, but it's like, I don't know. I just had so much going on that to sit down and figure these things out, I would have liked to have somebody walk me through that. And then at the end of the day, the clothing brand didn't even launch because there were so many other obstacles and so many other hoops that I did not understand. I didn't know who to go to. I didn't know how to start that. I didn't know what this looked like. And for somebody else that had gone through it, I would have appreciated, just some kind of a head start. This morning I woke up. Yesterday I took my first trade of the year. Yay me. It was a loss. And I was like, itching all day. I was just like, dude, I can't wait till tomorrow so that I could get this over. And then I'm like, no, I can't be doing this. I learned this lesson already last year. I have taken a month off. 2 weeks because the market sucked, and then 2 weeks because I was asked to. But it's basically a month off from trading. And I was like, I don't need to force anything. I don't need to put myself in a bad spot again. I don't need to force anything. I can do this. I just get over it. I gotta get over this emotion. I gotta get over this feeling that I gotta make it back, that I don't know. It's a different feeling. I can't explain it. It's just a different feeling. It feels like you have to fix something that is a 50-50 chance. With the odds more against you because you're still learning. It's not like there's a procedure. It's not like there's a process. It's not like there's a proven way to do it. There are good ways to do it, but it's not a proven way. There are no proven ways when it comes to the market. And all these lessons I've had to learn on my own. Because I've had nobody to teach me. I don't know any other stock trader. I don't know anybody, and I've tried. I have tried reaching out to people. Hey, dude, like, what is this supposed to be? Like, how am I supposed to do this? Or what do you do in this situation? Or like, when you see this, what do you like? How do you react? And again, I'm talking because that's what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be doing something completely different, but again, need that same help. I just didn't get the help. I couldn't find the help. I tried. I would reach out to people, and it's always, dude, give me $100 or go buy my course, or it's because you're looking at this wrong, and because you're new or whatever. And it's just like, no, dude, like that doesn't help. Or yeah, worst thing of all, you just never get a response. That doesn't help. With content, I'm like, how do I even start? I just picked up my iPhone. I was like, screw this, dude. I'm not gonna wait for until I get a good camera, some high quality camera, take a picture. I'm just gonna take it with my iPhone. Why not? I'm just gonna post content. It's still good quality. I'm gonna do my best to upload the best quality. I'm just gonna do it with my iPhone. As I stumble, make mistakes. Like I said, I recorded a video. I recorded a podcast in the Mustang. All you can hear is the road sound, like the tires on the road, just like the roaring. I'm not complaining. I enjoy the challenge. I thank God every day for the challenges that I have to face. I thank God for every dragon, demon that I have to slay every day, because that's what makes every day fun. I don't know if Alex Hormozi got this from somebody or if he just made this up himself, but he says, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the hero. So I'm not complaining about the dragons that I have to slay. I'm just sharing that sometimes you go through things by yourself, and no one's going to be there to help you, and you just have to let time, and you have to just trust the process and trust in God that He's got you. That you're on the right path. That the decisions you made will lead you to what He has for you. Because again, I believe that everything that you want in life was instilled to you by God. Those dreams that you have, those aspirations you have, those goals you have, those items that you want, doesn't matter what it is. The Bible says that He knew us before we were even born. He knew that we had these wants. He knew the things that we would want. He knows you want to help someone, but you don't know how to. He knows you want to buy something that's out of your price range. Sometimes it's just on us to figure it out and trust the process. Sometimes everything is just learned within the process. I don't think that there will be a lesson that you're going to go through and then just not learn. Eventually you got to learn it. Eventually you'll get through the process and you'll learn. Second time around won't be that hard. Second time around, or if somebody else goes through it, you can help them figure it out, because you got it figured out. The hard thing will always be starting without any help. But experience is the best teacher. Experience really is the best teacher. If you don't know where to start, if you don't know what you're doing, just go ahead and start. Your mistakes, you'll have to fix along the way, and then not do them again. This year, I really want to focus on not making the same mistakes that I did last year or the first year in trading. Last year's trading year was a lot better, was way better than the first year. And the first year was a lot better than the first 3-4 months that I actually started. Last year I was actually controlled. I actually had an idea. I actually had a plan. For the most part, I executed on that plan, and the times that I didn't, I realized it did not work. This year, I'm waiting patient. I will execute my plan. I will wait on my setups. And I will not go out of my way to take trades that are not for me. I learned the hard way. It took me 2 years. I posted on my Instagram this morning, and it said something like, your mistakes from yesterday don't define who you are today. But also, you learned the lesson. So therefore, you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. You cannot say, I'm just a newbie forever. You can't say, I don't know what I'm doing forever. You can't say, I'm just barely getting started forever. Eventually, you have to own up to the fact that I've been doing this for a while. I should know better. This was a mistake that I keep making. I should know better. I gotta stop doing this. Or just look back and realize, I remember when this used to be a stupid mistake I made. Now you hold yourself to a higher standard. I don't make those mistakes anymore, and if I ever fall back into that, I'm going backwards. Easier said than done. But that's what being disciplined and being self-aware is holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, not waiting for somebody else to point them out. You will never progress if you can't point out your own mistakes to yourself. I had a conversation last week where I said, I feel like I had a conversation last week where I said, I feel like I struggle with pride. But I'm not sure if it's pride or just confidence, because I have to be on my own ass to the point where I have to stop myself from making bad decisions. I have to be on myself enough to set a good example, to have a good image. And nobody's there to correct me. Nobody's there to stop me. Nobody's there to tell me I need a correction. Yes, I have God, and if I'm out of line, He's going to put me back in place. He's not going to let me stray too far because I asked Him to. But also, in the midst of learning a skill, I don't have anyone to stop me from making a mistake. I don't have anybody to help me in the middle of a mistake, and I don't have anybody to help me during the grieving of the mistake. Right now, I don't have mentors. I say I have mentors as in people that I look up to online, people that I study online, but these people, like, they come in phases. I'll have times where I'll be stuck on learning about somebody or whatever it is that they're teaching or whatever style they're teaching, and I'll be stuck on them for months, like years. And then out of nowhere, I just drop them like they never were nothing. That's not a mentor, because a mentor would check up on me and be like, dude, what's going on? Like, you used to show up. I just want to make sure that everything is fine. If you need to step back, that's fine. But like, do I need to hold you accountable? Are you not doing it yourself? Like, that's what a mentor's for. Anytime that anybody's ever asked me for help with something, doesn't matter what it is, dude, help me with managing my finances. Help me with eating better. Help me with figuring out how to navigate these people better or deal with these people at work better. I reach out, hey, you haven't talked to me about this for a while. Do you get it figured out, or are you just like going with it now and just not caring? That's what a mentor's for. A good mentor will check on you to make sure that you're still okay. Again, a good mentor. A really relatable topic is relationships. If you can't hold a relationship and you think it's the other person's problem, if you can't hold a relationship and if you can't hold a relationship and it's always the other person's fault, maybe it's time to stop and think, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe my behavior's wrong. Maybe the way that I see things are wrong. instead of blaming everybody else. Saying you're accountable, but feeling like everybody else is always the problem isn't really holding yourself accountable. It's just finding excuses. We all think we're perfect in our own eyes, to an extent. There are things that we don't want to admit. Everybody has that. We all have flaws that we don't want to admit. But sometimes we have to be honest with at least ourselves and say, I am the problem here. Sometimes we give people our everything. Sometimes we do try. And we have to be honest with ourselves enough to be like, you know what? I did try my best. I can't do anything else. From here forward, it was their decision. But I can walk away, and that's when you walk away. I can walk away proudly and say, I gave this my best. I gave this person my best. And you walk away and you hold that self-respect and you do not let that person back in. But I think I'll leave you guys with that. If you have any questions, any comments, any concern, leave them in the comment section. If you guys are in any podcast, give me a 5-star review. Don't know what it does, but I think it helps. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.